You've probably heard this song thousands of times. Whenever the World Cup arrives, in stadiums, on TV, on YouTube, this melody echoes. When I get older, I will be stronger. Waving our hands, flying flags, we've all sung along to it. We know it as a song of pure joy, a true celebration anthem. But what if I told you this song was actually written about war? A civil war seen through the eyes of a child, bodies lying in the streets, and a terrifying struggle just to stay alive. The song we sing so happily has a backstory that will give you goosebumps. Let's dive into the real story behind Wavin Flag. The story begins in Mogadishu, the capital of Somalia. In 1978, a boy was born named Knaan Abdi Warsame, whom the world would later know simply as Knaan. Keenan's childhood wasn't like any ordinary kid's case. By the late 1980s, Somalia was spiraling into a brutal civil war. The very streets where Knaan used to play suddenly echoed with the sound of gunfire. On his way to school, he had to walk past dead bodies. Everyday life became a literal battle for survival. In 1991, as Somalia completely collapsed into war, Keenan's family realized they couldn't stay any longer. His mother won a golden ticket, the U.S. visa lottery, and the family fled, first to New York and later to Canada. Knaan was only 13 years old. But the scars left by war never truly fade. Even while walking down the safe, peaceful streets of Canada, Knaan's mind would constantly flash back to the blood-stained alleys of Mogadishu. As Knaan grew up, he turned to songwriting, and his music kept returning to one single theme: his war-torn childhood home and the raw pain of his people. In 2009, on his album Troubadour, he released a song called Wavin Flag. But if you heard the original lyrics, you'd be shocked. It talked about war, about poverty, about a people raised in a zone of violence, a childhood stolen by bullets and bombs. This wasn't a celebration song. It was the autobiography of a refugee, a child's trauma from war that he could never, ever forget. Waving a flag didn't mean victory or joy here. It was a desperate plea for survival, a nation's symbolic cry to the world, saying, we are still here. We are still fighting. In 2010, the World Cup was heading to South Africa for the first time in history on African soil. Coca-Cola was searching for a song to become the official tournament anthem. Their eyes fell on Knaan's waving flag. But there was one major problem. A stadium packed with thousands of fans isn't going to cheer to lyrics about war and poverty. So, Knaan was asked to rewrite the song. He rewrote the lyrics himself. War was replaced with celebration. Pain was traded for unity. A brand new version was born, titled The Celebration Mix. This new version was recorded in languages all over the globe: Spanish, French, German, even Indonesian. Overnight, this song was on everyone's lips. In Canadian music history, it became one of the highest-selling singles of all time. But one big question remains. How did a song born from a child's terror of war become a melody of pure joy for millions of people? Right there lies the deepest part of this story. Most people who danced and sang this song in massive stadiums never knew that behind this melody lay a child's memory of war. They knew nothing of the blood-stained streets of Mogadishu. They didn't know the story of Knaan's family fleeing for their lives. Knaan himself later admitted in an interview that he had mixed feelings about this shift. On one hand, he was thrilled that the world was listening to his song. But on the other, the real story, the pain and the struggle that gave birth to the track, was getting lost in the loud noise of celebration. So, the next time you hear "When I Get Older, I Will Be Stronger," don't just listen to the beat. Take a moment and think about that little boy who grew up surrounded by the sounds of gunfire in Mogadishu. Think about that mother who risked everything on a visa lottery, fleeing with her family in search of a brand new life. Because behind many beautiful things in history lies a tragic story that we might never otherwise know. And on this channel, that's exactly the kind of hidden history we uncover. If this story touched your heart, definitely let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button